Well, we can speak now live on LBC News to Dr. Sabri Saidam, the Deputy Secretary-General of the Fatah Central Committee. Dr. Saidam, really appreciate your time this evening. Thank you for joining us. Are we potentially witnessing the breakdown of this ceasefire already?
Good evening, James. I certainly hope not, since this has been a critical operation coming to implementation. And this has been something that should have been supported by the will of the international community to avert any collapse. So certainly hope that this is not the path we are witnessing. Certainly hope that there is a reverse process that can lead towards a restoration of the flow of the agreement.
Do you think Israel is within its right to close the Rafah crossing if Hamas does not return all the remains of the hostages?
I mean, this has always been a critical issue since the flow of aid comes in line with the human rights, and any deprivation of people under oppression from the flow of baby milk and flour and other stuff is against UN resolutions even, not only international law. So I certainly hope that Israel will not resort to this measure. Moreover, 45 Palestinians were killed today, and that comes in breach of the agreement and the terms that have been signed upon. So I hope that the interlocutors, the mediators, will step in to avert a situation that's very critical.
Yeah, Donald Trump has posted on Truth Social in the past couple of hours saying, and I quote, "A big burden has been lifted, but the job is not done. The dead have not been returned as promised. Phase 2 begins right now." Does it feel to you like Phase 2 of this peace plan is beginning?
Well, James, yeah, according to the time plan, it should have started any time now. But let me just, I don't speak for Hamas, just to make that clear. But as you know, it's been explained that there's been so much trouble and they're looking for these bodies, so to hand them over. And I believe, the situation the Gaza Strip is in, the amount of destruction is obstructing such operation. So let's hope that this matter is averted, as I said, and see the flow of the agreement.
And from what you know, how much aid has been able to get into Gaza over the past few days?
Well, I'm aware of 500 lorries coming into Gaza, which is 100 lorries less than the promised figure. But things started to really flourish, I would say. And, the distribution, the people in charge are all satisfied with the last 48 hours, as I know. But since now this has collapsed, I certainly hope that we don't go back to, the bad days of bombardment and conflict as they were.
And I wanted to ask you, Dr. Saidam, about something Sir Keir Starmer said in the UK Parliament today. He said that Britain's decision to recognise a Palestinian state helped to bring about this peace deal. Do you agree?
Definitely so. I totally agree. And we have said day in, day out that Britain should have come a long time ago and should have recognized Palestine well before anybody else, since we, as Palestinians, believe that Britain carries the historical burden after the Balfour Declaration of 1917 that led to the emergence of Israel and the major disappointment that is deep in the heart of every Palestinian that there is no Palestinian state coming to being. So with such a move, certainly Britain and others were locomotives towards the moment we are in today. Certainly hope that this is continued also, so that to see a full-fledged Palestinian state.
And just finally, despite the setbacks of today, are you still optimistic this peace can last?
I was asked this question yesterday, witnessing what's happening in Sharm el-Sheikh, and I would say with honesty, cautiously optimistic, but I'm an optimist by nature, would like to continue to be so that to make sure that we all support this candle, as it were, of light before it is destroyed. I certainly want to see a continuation of the process leading towards the reflourishment of Gaza and the people not being deported from their own homes.
Dr. Saidam, really appreciate your time this evening. Thank you so much. Dr. Sabri Saidam there, Deputy Secretary-General of the Fatah Central Committee.